Welcome to the deep dive. AI and voice tech are kind of blowing up right now, right?
Great.
Especially in the world of language learning.
Absolutely.
We're going deep on that today.
Awesome.
Our expert has been digging into the work of Brian David Phillips.
Oh, cool.
He's an associate professor at National Chengchi University in Taipei.
Okay.
And he's doing some fascinating research on using AI to practice and improve spoken English.
He's really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with language learning tech, it's not just about those boring grammar drills or memorizing vocab lists anymore.
Oh, for sure.
It's about how AI can help you become more fluent and confident in real-life situations.
Okay, so let's get into that. One of the things that really struck me in the research was this emphasis on voice interaction with AI.
Yeah.
So what's the big deal about that? Why is voice so important?
Well, think about it. How do we communicate most of the time?
Right. Talking, not typing.
Exactly. Most of our daily communication happens through speech. So when you're learning a new language, being able to practice speaking and listening is just crucial.
That makes sense.
And, traditional language learning apps, they often focused way too much on reading and writing.
Yeah.
Phillips is really advocating for a shift to more voice-based interaction with AI.
Interesting.
He even suggests specific apps with voice capabilities like Speak and Elsa Speak, and even AI-powered language learning assistants that you can access on your phone.
Oh, like Google Assistant or Siri.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, why just type into a chatbot when you can have an actual conversation with her, right?
Right.
But here's the thing. How do you make sure the AI is actually helpful for language learning? It's not the same as just chatting with a friend.
Totally. And that's where Phillips's work gets really interesting. He's all about setting the stage for effective practice, like actually giving the AI specific instructions up front, almost like you're programming your ideal language partner.
Oh, I love that idea. You're essentially creating your own custom language tutor.
Yeah.
So what kind of instructions are we talking about here?
Well, you can tell the AI to keep its responses short, so you have more opportunities to speak.
Gotcha.
You can also tell it to, encourage you to speak more or provide corrections in a specific way.
So, focus on my grammar.
Yeah, grammar, pronunciation, whatever you need to work on.
That's so cool.
And the best part is you can adjust these instructions as you progress, so you can make the AI more challenging as you improve.
Brilliant. So you're not stuck with a one-size-fits-all AI tutor. You're shaping the experience to fit your own needs.
Exactly. It's like having a personal language coach right there in your pocket.
Amazing. And I know Phillips provides a bunch of creative prompts, too, to kind of get you started with different types of practice.
Yeah, tons.
So let's talk about those prompts. What are some examples?
You could simulate job interviews.
Okay.
Plan trips.
Cool.
Debate current events. Anything you can think of.
Ah.
There are even prompts for practicing tongue twisters.
For enunciation, right?
Exactly. You can practice that big presentation for work or brush up on your travel vocab before your next trip, all with an AI partner.
It's like having a virtual practice buddy for any situation.
That's exactly it.
I love it. And speaking of practice buddies, Phillips really emphasizes the power of personality in these AI interactions, too.
He does.
And that's where things get really interesting. Personality-driven chatbots. Tell me more.
Imagine practicing with a chill buddy who just wants to chat about movies.
Okay, fun.
Or maybe a grammar guru who's all about perfecting your sentences.
Okay.
Phillips actually explains how to use AI to create these different personas.
Wait, so you're not just choosing from some preset list of chatbot personalities, you're actually crafting them yourself.
You got it.
That's amazing.
You get to decide their name,
Okay.
their personality traits,
Wow.
even how they respond to your mistakes.
So you're making the whole learning experience way more engaging and fun.
Exactly. It's all about finding what works for you.
So you could create an AI that perfectly matches your learning style and interests.
Right.
If you need someone who's super encouraging and patient, boom, you can do that. Or if you prefer someone more direct and challenging, you can make that happen too.
Exactly. And this is where Phillips's work goes beyond just providing tools, He's empowering learners to design their own ideal language learning experience.
This is seriously cool. It's like AI is becoming this super versatile tool for personalized learning.
For sure.
We've talked about some pretty awesome applications so far. Interview prep, custom chatbots. But it doesn't stop there, right?
Nope.
Phillips gets into some advanced techniques that go way beyond traditional exercises.
He does, like role-playing controversial interviews.
Oh, wow.
Or even simulating witness interrogations.
Whoa, a witness interrogation. That sounds intense.
It is.
What's the thinking behind that?
It's about pushing learners beyond their comfort zones and helping them develop fluency in like those really high-pressure situations.
So it's not just practicing basic conversations. It's about preparing for real-world scenarios where you really need to think on your feet.
Exactly.
And I remember reading that Phillips even suggests using AI for exposure therapy for phobias.
He does.
Hold on. Exposure therapy for phobias. How does that work with AI?
So imagine someone with a fear of public speaking, right?
Yeah.
They can use AI to practice speaking in front of a virtual audience, gradually, Okay. And the AI can be programmed to simulate different audience reactions, like supportive applause or maybe challenging questions.
Interesting.
And it provides positive reinforcement throughout the whole process.
That's incredible. So the AI is actually addressing not just the language skills, but also those psychological barriers that can get in the way of communication.
Totally. It really highlights just how much potential AI has to impact different aspects of our lives, not just language learning.
This is some seriously cool stuff. We're just scratching the surface here, but I'm already blown away by all the possibilities. But before we get ahead of ourselves, I want to go back to something you mentioned earlier. Custom instructions.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell me a bit more about those and why they're so important?
So it's basically like setting those ground rules and preferences for your AI interactions.
Okay.
Instead of repeating instructions every single time you use the AI, you can program it once
Okay.
with your specific learning goals, the level of feedback you prefer, even the tone you want the AI to use.
So it's like you're creating your perfect language learning environment.
Exactly. You're in total control.
I love it. What kind of things can you customize?
Well, you can set the length of the AI's responses,
Okay.
the types of corrections you want. You can even customize the topics you want to practice.
That's amazing. It's like building a language learning program just for you.
That's the idea.
It seems like with all these customization options, you could really make the experience incredibly targeted and effective.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
one of the biggest advantages of using AI for language learning.
Yeah.
It allows for this level of personalization that just wasn't possible before.
This is awesome. Okay, so we've talked about the importance of that shift to voice interaction, setting those clear instructions,
Right.
and the power of creating these personality-driven chatbots. Now, I have to ask about the fun stuff, the games.
Yes.
Phillips talks a lot about using social conversation games to make practice more engaging.
He does. Gamification is a fantastic way to learn.
So tell me more about these games. What are some examples?
Well, he suggests classics like 20 questions,
Okay, love that one.
word association,
And classic.
and even solve the mystery.
Fun.
Yeah.
But they're all designed to boost your fluency in a fun and engaging way.
Exactly.
So it takes the pressure off and lets you just play with the language, which I love. And I bet it helps with motivation too.
Absolutely.
Because who doesn't love a good game? Do you have any examples of the prompts he suggests?
Sure. For 20 questions, he might have the AI think of a famous historical figure,
Okay,
or a movie character,
cool.
or even just a type of food. And for word association, he recommends starting with a simple word like happy,
Oh, I like that.
and just seeing where the conversation goes from there.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what about for solve the mystery?
Oh, he's got prompts like the case of the missing cookies or the mystery of the vanishing painting.
Those are fun. It's like you're turning language practice into a game show or a detective novel.
Exactly.
I bet these games really help you think on your feet and just come up with creative ways to use the language.
For sure. And the best part is you can adapt them to your interests and your level.
That's so cool. Okay, speaking of pushing boundaries, I know Phillips also suggests a super unique application. Using AI prompts for improvised slam poetry.
He does?
This one really surprised me. Slam poetry, that's incredible. How does that even work?
He actually outlines this step-by-step process for using AI prompts as a starting point for crafting and performing your own slam poetry in English.
Wait, so you're not just learning vocab and grammar, you're actually using language to express yourself creatively and emotionally.
Exactly.
That's incredible. So what role does the AI play in all of this?
It can provide prompts to get you started,
Okay.
offer feedback on your rhythm and flow, and even suggest different word choices. It's like having a digital muse right there to help you unlock your inner poet.
Wow, that's amazing. We've covered so much ground already, from basic conversation practice to performing slam poetry. It seems like AI is opening up this whole new world of possibilities for language learners.
It really is. And we've only just started to explore what's possible with these technologies, you know?
Yeah.
As AI continues to evolve, we can expect even more creative and personalized applications.
I can't wait to see what the future holds. But for now, let's take a closer look at some of the specific techniques and prompts that Phillips suggests.
Let's do it. Let's start with this idea of creating those personality-driven chatbots. Phillips gives some fantastic examples that really bring this concept to life. He suggests names like Charlie the Chill Buddy
Okay.
or Sophia the Social Butterfly.
I love that. They sound like actual characters.
Exactly, and they all have their own personalities.
Oh, cool. So like Charlie the Chill Buddy might be good for just practicing everyday conversations.
Exactly. And then Sophia the Social Butterfly could help with travel vocab or planning imaginary trips.
Okay, so it's all about making practice feel less like, work
Right.
and more like just hanging out.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
And then he also gives examples for tutor chatbots.
Oh, interesting. Like what?
So like Professor Claire,
Okay,
Alex the Academic.
gotcha.
Those are designed for more like formal language skills.
So presentations.
Presentations, essays, stuff like that.
Okay, that's cool. So you could have a different AI partner for whatever skill you're working on.
Exactly. It's like your own personal language coaching team.
I love that.
And then for people who are focused on pronunciation and sentence structure, he suggests language learning assistant chatbots.
Okay.
So like Nina the grammar guru
Okay.
or Leo the pronunciation pro.
Oh, I like those. So you can really customize the experience to fit what you need.
Right.
But what I think is really impressive is that Phillips doesn't just give you these names.
Yeah.
He actually gives you specific prompts to use with each of them.
Yes, he does.
So you're really getting the most out of that interaction.
Yeah, he really emphasizes keeping the responses short.
Okay.
So the learner is the one doing most of the talking.
Got it. Got it.
It's about making it a balanced conversation,
Right.
Yeah.
Where the learner's actually participating.
Yeah, and getting that feedback.
This is really cool.
It is.
It's such a personalized approach.
It is.
Okay, let's shift gears for a second. I want to talk about those advanced techniques.
Okay. Yeah.
I know Phillips suggests some pretty intense role-playing prompts,
Oh, yeah, he does.
like simulating real-world scenarios.
Totally. Like he has a prompt where it's, let's role play an interview with a controversial public figure.
Ooh.
Or imagine you're a roast comedian. I'm going to be a heckler. Let's see how you respond.
Oh.
It's like forcing them to think on their feet.
Yeah. So they have to use the language in a really spontaneous way.
Yeah, totally. It's like language boot camp.
Yeah, it sounds intense.
It is.
But really effective.
Exactly.
Now remember that exposure therapy for phobias.
Yes.
I'm still curious about that one.
Oh, yeah.
Can you give me an example of how that would actually work?
So say someone's terrified of public speaking, right?
Mm-hmm.
They can use the AI to practice
Okay.
in front of a virtual audience.
Okay.
So they can gradually get more comfortable.
Gotcha.
And the AI can be programmed to like give different reactions.
Okay.
Like applause when they do a good job,
Okay.
or maybe even some tough questions to really challenge them. And it's giving them positive feedback the whole time.
That's such a cool idea.
It is.
So you're using AI to not only improve the language skills, but also help them work through that fear.
Yeah. It's about giving them the tools they need to communicate effectively no matter what the situation is.
This is incredible. Okay, we've covered a lot. We've talked about designing these custom chatbots.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about these really intense role-playing scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
But before we get to the games, which I'm excited about,
Me too.
I want to touch on some of the practical tips that Phillips gives
Oh, yeah. Good idea.
for actually using AI effectively.
Yeah. He's got some great ones.
Like what?
So first, he says it's really important to set clear goals.
Okay, that makes sense. Don't just jump in.
No. Like, what are you trying to achieve?
Yeah.
If you're trying to improve your pronunciation, then you should pick a chatbot or a prompt that focuses on that.
Right.
Don't just kind of go in blindly.
Okay, good advice. What else?
He also suggests starting with shorter sessions, and then you can gradually make them longer.
So you don't get overwhelmed.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Right.
pace yourself.
Especially with language learning.
Especially. It can be a lot.
Yeah, so start small. Build that confidence.
Exactly.
Okay, any other tips?
This is a big one. Experiment. Try different things.
Okay.
see what works for you.
With different chatbots.
Chatbots, prompts, whatever.
Yeah.
There's no one right way to learn a language.
Right. We're all different.
So it's all about finding what clicks for you.
I love that advice. And it really speaks to that whole personalization thing, right?
Exactly.
With AI, you can create a learning experience that really works for you.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been waiting for this. Let's talk about the games.
Yes.
I know Phillips is all about using games to make practice more fun.
It's the best way to learn.
And he has a ton of creative prompts to get you started.
Yeah, he does.
So what are some of his suggestions?
So he has classic games like 20 questions, word association, and solve the mystery.
Okay, love those.
But then he adds some really creative twists.
Oh, cool. Like what?
So he suggests this game called Describe It, Don't Name It.
Okay.
So you describe something
Okay.
without saying the actual word,
Oh, fun.
and then the AI has to guess.
I like that. So it's challenging your vocab
It is.
and making you think about descriptions.
Exactly.
What else?
He also has a game called Guess the Sound.
Oh, interesting.
So you have to describe a sound,
Okay.
and the AI tries to figure out what it is.
Fun.
This is good for working on onomatopoeia.
What's that?
You know those words that sound like the sounds they describe?
Oh, like buzz.
Yeah. Buzz, crackle, pop.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah. So you have to really pay attention to the sounds.
That's really cool.
It is. And then, for people who like a good challenge, there's How Would You Survive?
Okay.
So the AI gives you a scenario,
Like what?
like being stranded on a desert island,
Oh, no.
or maybe lost in a forest.
Okay, scary.
And then you have to explain how you would survive.
Wow. Okay, so it's like problem solving and storytelling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, if you want to get really ambitious, there's the interview game.
Ooh, okay. Tell me about that one.
So the AI pretends to be interviewing you
Okay.
for a TV show or a magazine,
Oh, wow.
and you practice answering questions.
Oh, that's a good one.
It is.
So there are so many cool games.
There are.
There's something for everyone.
Exactly. And the main thing is to have fun.
Yes.
That's what Phillips really emphasizes.
Because when you're having fun, you learn better. Right.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've explored these awesome social conversation games.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we wrap up, I want to go back to that really creative and kind of unexpected idea of using AI to create and perform slam poetry,
Oh, yeah.
combining technology and creativity.
Mm-hmm.
I'll admit, when I first heard about it, I was a little skeptical,
Yeah.
but after hearing you describe Phillips's process, I'm really intrigued.
It's definitely out of the box thinking. But it can be really powerful.
Okay, so let's break down how this works.
So Phillips suggests starting with these AI prompts that really tap into like your personal experiences or emotions.
Okay, yeah, like those prompts we talked about earlier.
Exactly.
Describe a time you felt incredibly happy, or talk about a fear you've overcome.
Exactly, those kinds of things. And it helps you kind of figure out the core emotions and ideas you want to express in the poem.
So it's not just about rhyming words, it's about finding something deeper.
Right. And then from there, he guides you through these exercises that focus on rhythm and repetition and imagery. He wants you to play with the sound of the words, repeat phrases that resonate, and use the language to create vivid pictures for the listener.
And that's where it starts to sound like actual poetry.
Exactly. It's about crafting the language to make an impact. And the AI can actually be your guide through this whole process.
Okay.
It can give you feedback on your rhythm, suggest word choices, even help you structure the whole poem.
Wait, so the AI isn't just giving you prompts, it's actually helping you shape the poem itself.
That's right. It's like having a virtual poetry coach. And Phillips gives you these specific prompts to guide you through each step.
Like what? Can you give me some examples?
Sure. So he has one called Play with Rhythm,
Okay.
where you experiment with saying a phrase in different ways and see how it changes the emotion.
Right.
And then there's Contrast for Impact. That's where you use opposite words to create tension in the poem.
Wow, that's so cool. It's like you're using language as an instrument, right?
Uh-huh.
Playing with sounds and rhythms to create different effects.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And he even encourages incorporating movement into your performance, like adding gestures and physicality to really bring those words to life.
So it's not just about writing, it's about the performance too. This sounds like it can be really empowering, especially for people who maybe haven't explored their creative side before.
Absolutely. Phillips also includes prompts that challenge you to use metaphors and similes. You know, those figures of speech that add so much depth and richness to poetry.
Like comparing your anger to a wildfire, or your sadness to a deep ocean.
Exactly. And those comparisons help the listener connect with your emotions on a deeper level. And the AI can even help you brainstorm those comparisons.
So it's like the AI is helping you unlock those hidden creative pathways.
Exactly. Now let's talk about the performance itself. Phillips emphasizes performing with confidence, using your voice to really bring the words to life.
So it's not just reading the poem, it's about embodying it.
Yeah, he wants you to play with your volume, your pauses, your intonation,
Okay.
and he even suggests recording yourself
Okay.
so you can listen back and identify areas to improve.
That's a good idea. It's like having a coach who can point out things you might not even notice.
Hmm.
And I bet the AI can help with that practice too, right?
Oh, absolutely. It can give you feedback on your pacing, your volume, your clarity. It can even suggest ways to improve your stage presence and connect with the audience.
This whole concept of using AI for slam poetry is just amazing. It's like the perfect blend of technology and creativity.
Right. And it pushes those boundaries of what we think of as language learning.
Exactly. It shows us that language learning isn't just about memorizing rules and words. It can be about expressing yourself artistically, connecting with others through language, finding your voice, maybe even discovering a talent for poetry you never knew you had. So what does all this mean for our listener? Well, what's a big takeaway?
It means AI is completely changing the game for language learning.
Right.
It's giving you these personalized tools, making practice more engaging, opening up new possibilities for creativity and self-expression.
So you don't have to be intimidated by language learning anymore. You can create your own learning experience. Practice with AI partners that fit your style.
Exactly.
And even explore your artistic side.
The key is to just be curious and have fun.
Yeah. Play with the technology, see where it takes you.
And if you need inspiration, check out Brian David Phillips' work.
Yes. He is doing some seriously innovative stuff. So there you have it, everyone. A deep dive into the exciting world of AI and voice technology for language learning.
That was awesome.
We explored personalized chatbots, immersive role-playing, and even the magic of slam poetry. We've seen how AI can make learning more effective, more engaging, and more personalized than ever.
I'm ready to create my own chatbot right now.
Me too. What stood out to you? What kind of AI language partner would you create?
Let us know in the comments.
Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive. We'll see you next time
Bye, everyone.
for another fascinating exploration of knowledge and ideas.
Breathe deep, close your eyes, and surrender to the cause. Let the rhythm of the symbols take you far. In the dance of the arcana, see your story start to bloom. Every flip, every turn, it's like magic in the room. Tarot trance, feel the vibe, let your spirit take a ride.